Time to wake up. What's happened? Where's Patriarch Qingyun? It's like this. That secret treasure was actually one of the demon sect's weapons? And it was fellow Taoist Hua Qingyuan and you, Miss You, that saved us? You could say that we were lucky. Qingyun died because his lifespan had been spent. Did Taoist Hua leave already? I didn't even manage to thank him. Senior brother, isn't the Heavenly Summit going to begin soon? With Taoist Hua's power, it should be a piece of cake for him to represent his sect at the summit. Oh right, I'll be able to thank him in person there. The Heavenly Summit? What's that? Oh, Miss You, the Heavenly Palace of Illusory Heart, where you live, is cut off from the world, so it only makes sense that you wouldn't know of this. Most of Dong Huang's fighting power has joined the Alliance of Heavenly Sects. Every decade, each of the big-name sects will select 5 of their 5 people as representatives. They'll compete to determine their rankings relative to one another, and this event is commonly called the Heavenly Summit. And the rankings in the Heavenly Summit will decide the sect's rankings, which affects how resources are distributed between them. So that's how it is. Then would I be able to attend this Heavenly Summit too? Given the Heavenly Palace of Illusory Heart's power and fame, you should be able to? In that case, I'll be able to meet that no-good fellow during the combat. Hee. Looks like I'll have to make a trip back to my sect. That person just now, just how did he get there? Displaying magic like that requires an extremely high level of skill and a lot of spiritual energy. His power, unless I use a seal to remove a third of his power, I'm no match for him. But now the demon sect is running rampant, and even Master fell into their trap. And that demon halberd is something the demon sect is determined to obtain, no matter the cost. Even if I act and manage to both snatch the demon fetus from them and bring it back to the sect, I fear that might just lead to more danger. I wish to grow old in the Qingyun Sword Sect. How could I do something that'd bring trouble down on my head? Humph? Why did you follow me here? You. Could it be that you have nowhere to go, so you want to follow me? I could take you in. But if you ever want to leave, you can do so whenever you like, there's no need to wave goodbye. I didn't expect that an ordinary employee like me would be able to pick up a divine beast for free on the road home. It's good that to other people, you're just a gust of wind, that must have saved you a lot of trouble. If I get a chance in the future, I'll think of a way to solve the problem of your muteness. There we go, the Qingyun Sword Sect's right in front. Treat this as your home in the future. Yuexin's abode. Immortal Yuexin, how is Hall Master Gu? Broken bones in many places, a damaged dantian, and 5 damaged organs. These injuries, if he'd arrived half an hour later, even if a god descended to earth, it'd be difficult to save him. Then I've already used the heavenly restoration pill, he'll live for now. Hall Master Gu, I'll definitely help you demand an explanation from the Alliance. Secret Realm of the Alliance of Immortal Sects, Ghostly Moon Realm. Elder Brother Wen, you used the Ghostly Moon Spirit Talisman to summon all of us here. What is it you wish to discuss? 4th stage of the Transcendent Realm, Patriarch of the Purple Spirit Sect, Taoist Zixien. Gentlemen, cultivators from the Demon Sect have recently been extremely active in various provinces. One of the cities in Qingyun Province was sacrificed to a blood spirit bead by a cultivator from the Demon Cloud Sect. 6th stage of the Transcendent Realm, Patriarch of the Qingyun Sword Sect, Wenjian. And an elder from the Demon Cloud Sect, Moxuan, created a demon fetus of a crimson demon soldier. Gentlemen, I trust that everyone knows what this means. The disciples from my sect were unable to bring the demon fetus back, but they did retrieve the blood spirit bead. When I received the news, I specially sent Hall Master Guyu to deliver the blood spirit bead to the Alliance with his own 2 hands. However, he was ambushed by cultivators from the demon sect, and not only was the blood spirit bead snatched away, he sustained heavy injuries on his whole body, and the roots of his cultivation ability were damaged. What? Someone managed to seriously injure that Hall Master Guyu? He's a cultivator at the 1st stage of the Transcendent Realm, and is well versed in self-defense magic. How could he have been so badly injured? What Patriarch Wen has said holds important implications. There must be a spy in the Alliance. 9th stage of Transcendent Realm, Patriarch of the Taishu Sect, Yunyu. From today onwards, I ask that each of the patriarchs of the sects carefully examine the status of the disciples from their sects who are in the Alliance, prevent anyone from conspiring with the demon sect, and search for clues related to the person who ambushed Hall Master Gu as fast as possible. Besides that, all of the large sects must clear out the areas under their control that are gathering points for the demon sect. Once any cultivators from the demon sect are found, notify the Alliance at once that a siege has to be conducted. Patriarch Wen, are you satisfied with these arrangements? If the various sects are able to take these arrangements seriously and make them a reality, I naturally would be able to accept them. We will make the arrangements. Speaking of cultivators from the demon sect, just a few hours ago, our sect received news from a disciple. He encountered an elder from the demon cloud sect, Elder Qingyuan, in the Yinxin Mountains in Yinxin Province. Patriarch of the Yinxin sect, Yunyuzhan, 4th stage of Transcendent Realm. They were ambushed by that Elder Qingyuan and sucked dry of their spiritual energy, leaving them clinging on to life by a thread. However, that Elder Qingyuan had in his possession the ancient and precious treasure, the heaven-passing jade, and drained his own lifespan. In the end, he was killed by the combined efforts of a disciple from the heavenly palace of Illusory Heart, and a cultivator called Hua Qingyuan. What, Hua Qingyuan? Isn't that fellow on vacation? How did he get all the way over there? Patriarch Wen, do you recognize this cultivator? There is admittedly a disciple called Hua Qingyuan in my Qingyun Sword Sect, but his level of cultivation is only at the 6th stage of the spiritual palace realm. He should only have been supporting that disciple from the heavenly palace of Illusory Heart from the sidelines. When I return, I shall question him on what exactly happened. Gentlemen, since the demon sect has been extremely active recently, to guard against the imminent danger, I would like to make some changes to the rules of the upcoming Heavenly Summit, in order to encourage the growth of the disciples from the various sects. What do the patriarchs think? 8th stage of Transcendent Realm, Patriarch of the Starry Sky sect, Suxing this. But ever since the formation of the Alliance of Heavenly Sects, the rules of the Heavenly Summit have been changed only thrice. At its very beginning, wouldn't changing the rules at such a late stage be unsuitable? Haha, gentlemen, please don't worry. As the host, I naturally wouldn't be stingy in incentivizing everyone's disciples. What? That's... How does having this as the first prize for the upcoming Heavenly Summit sound? Hee teacher. How's your recovery been? I've come to pay you a visit. Thanks to the immortal Yuexin having cared for me for the past few days, I'm much better now. I just need to rest for a few days. This disciple feels much more at ease than. Teacher, these are spiritual tea leaves I painstakingly cultivated. And good quality spiritual spring water. And voila, a cup of spiritual tea that can restore spiritual power and warm the meridians is ready. Please, teacher. This is good tea. Qingyun, if you could spend the time you use playing around with these plants to cultivate instead, you wouldn't be only at the 6th stage of the spiritual palace realm now. You must know that amongst the true disciples, your cultivation is the lowest. Here we go again. Fine, I'll release a bit of spiritual power. Teacher, look, I'm already at the 8th stage of the spiritual palace realm. Oh? Ah? But it's already been 5 years since the time you broke through to the 6th stage of the spiritual palace realm. Look at junior sister Yu, she hasn't been cultivating for long but has already entered the purple chaos realm. Hee. I will keep in mind teacher's teachings and cultivate well in the future. Stop brushing me off. It's fine, these are things that teachers and students often discuss. I know that you don't like listening to too much of this sort of talk, it's enough that you visited me. Teacher, please rest well, this disciple will take his leave now. Not so fast. When I set off on that trip, I was wounded by the patriarch of the demon cloud sect, Xiangba, and was near death. At that time, the jade ornament you previously gifted to me at my birthday celebration blocked a fatal attack for me. After that came the flash of a sword from out of nowhere, injuring that Xiangba, which was the only reason why I could escape. Qingyun, be honest, have you been hiding something? For example, you've been hiding your cultivation all along. Or you've sealed away your spiritual power, or something of that sort? Teacher, are you being serious? If I were hiding my cultivation, would I be able to trick you and the patriarch? That's true, I was with you from the moment you started out. That'd be equivalent to crossing the sea while hiding from the sky. I don't think you'd be able to do that. Haha, indeed. But then just what was with that jade ornament? I picked up that jade ornament in a treasure chest in a secret realm. How much is this jade ornament? 20 spiritual stones. I could sense that that jade ornament had an unordinary aura and was definitely a valuable item, so I took the chance to gift it to you at your birthday celebration. Oh, you picking up such a precious item completely by accident. I'm afraid that this jade ornament contains sealed sword energy from a sword immortal that is no longer in this world, this time. It really is thanks to you that I've lived until now. Teachers being too kind. By the way, disciple. What is it, teacher? Teacher, what are you doing? What is he doing? Why does everyone love using this set of martial art movements? Haha, you've already broken through to the 8th stage of spiritual palace realm, but your reaction time still needs work. Teacher's teachings are indeed true. Humph? This is... Teacher. This is just one of this disciple's pastimes. That's enough, you can stop. You must take cultivation as the most important thing in whatever you do. The less you read these useless books, the better. Humph? That's odd, he didn't scold me? You still aren't leaving? Understood. I didn't think that. Qingyun would be so discerning as to read a book I wrote. Looking at his book, it's even a limited edition signed copy. Could it be that he took a vacation to go to Yinxin City just to buy that book? Ahem, although it'd be better if I don't let him know of this. Everyone should have heard the news the Heavenly Summit's rules will be changed. Patriarch, the previous Heavenly Summits focused only on forging friendships through martial arts. Could it be that this time? Feng Tianliang, Hall Master of the Wind Spirit Hall. Not bad, it'll help test the adaptability of the disciples from various sects when they're faced with a dangerous situation. Under a vote by us 10 patriarchs, the following changes to the rules pass with a vote of 7 to 3. Removal of the rule banning fatal harm. All cultivators must sign a liability waiver before joining in the fighting. Once the fighting begins, the elders from the various sects are to watch from the sidelines and ensure the rules are followed, but the sects present cannot begin fighting should deaths occur. Ah, this. But none of the disciples participating in the Heavenly Summit are not geniuses. If an accident should happen, it would be a great loss. Hall Master of the Blue Moon Hall, Lan Tong. Hall Master Lan's worries are not baseless, but the activities of the cultivators from the monster sect are getting more and more frequent. To face whatever dangers may occur in the future, the younger generation of disciples have to become seasoned warriors as quickly as possible. Indeed, both cultivators from the monster sect and beasts from secret realms will pose a great threat to our disciples' lives. It could be said that every day a cultivator is alive, he faces the risk of crossing over to the other side. Hall Master of the Lanxin Hall, Dong Gum. That's right, when faced with danger, a calm state of mind, the ability to make split-second decisions, the ability to implement plans decisively. These factors are unrelated to one's cultivation level, but can greatly influence whether a cultivator lives or dies. Hall Master of the Flowing Clouds Hall, Gu Yu. What Hall Master Gu says is correct. To add on, the host, the Starry Sky Sect, has prepared something for the person in first place. The last key to the tomb of the Jade Dust Emperor. What? The first person in the Qingyuan realm, 5 million years ago, the Jade Dust Emperor, after he passed away, he left behind countless top-notch techniques. Those who came after him found his tomb in the Jiuyo Sea. It contained a fearsome restriction, and opening it required the 5 pieces of the key. Till today, only 4 pieces of the key have been found. Who knew that the most important final piece would be in the hands of the Starry Sky Sect? That's right, if we can get this final piece of the key, we might be able to enter the Emperor's tomb and profit. So, in this heavenly summit, the Qingyun Sword Sect must win, and must achieve first place. I announced that. In 1 week, the intersect competition will begin. Did you hear? This round's intersect competition is different from the previous ones. Not only can you use talismans, pills, and secret treasures, even some forbidden arts can be used. Are you sure? Won't that be very dangerous? Don't worry, there'll be various hall masters and elders present to keep order during the session, and the patriarchs already said that the first 5 people in the rankings will receive great rewards. They'll also be able to represent the sect to take part in the annual Heavenly Summit. Then what are we waiting for? Let's quickly go to the treasure trove to buy. If we're late, there'll be nothing left. Hey, wait for me. Hee, it's madness. Luckily, I hoarded some stuff a while back. Senior Brother Hua. Junior Brother Wei ran? Why are you still here? Aren't you going to buy some pills and talismans? With that sword technique you, Senior Brother Hua, taught me, what else would I need? Haha, there's always someone better than you. You can't allow yourself to be carelessly defeated during the fighting because of your overconfidence. I'm confident that I'll be ranked first amongst the internal in this competition. according to the rules, the people in the first 3 places can challenge true disciples, and if they win, they can replace them, and become the new true disciple. Junior Brother Sin, is what you say true? Without a doubt, I've heard that there are many internal disciples lining up to challenge you, Senior Brother Hua. If, in the competition, I feign defeat to one of the disciples, wouldn't I be able to shed this identity as a true disciple and become an internal disciple again, just as planned? This 9-to-5 life will only become more and more relaxed. As expected of Senior Brother Hua, he's not flustered at all when facing the prospect of being challenged by other junior disciples. Those people who underestimate Senior Brother Hua will pay the price sooner or later. Qingyun, come find me at the Flowing Clouds Hall. Teacher is calling for me? Train well, Junior Brother Sin, I'm going to find teacher first. Goodbye, Senior Brother Hua. Teacher. You were looking for me? Qingyun, sit. Qingyun, regarding this round's intersect competition, this teacher has a strict rule for you. What rule? It's nothing that'll cause you a lot of trouble. I just hope that you'll be able to be ranked among the top 20 in this round's intersect competition. Impossible, definitely impossible. I've already made up my mind to take the opportunity this intersect competition has provided me with to become an internal disciple again. There are 55 true disciples in the Qingyun Sword Sect, Qingyun. As long as you take this seriously, it'll be a piece of cake for you to be in the top 20. Teacher, if I really had the ability to do that, why would I still be at rock bottom now? Qingyun, do you still remember why I took you on as my disciple? This teacher still remembers the blast of sword chi you cast in the ring then. The mastery of the sword it contained was not inferior to any true disciple. I shouldn't have done that. I didn't expect that 1/10 of my power could have created such surprising destruction. Teacher, that strike was purely a fluke. Even if you asked me to perform another strike, I'd be unable to replicate it. Do you intend to refuse this, teacher? Teacher, I really can't do it. This disciple's power is limited. No one can stop me from becoming an internal disciple again. Humph, you really can't do it? Teacher, this. Read this. Teacher reads this kind of thing in secret too? You do. Do you? Teacher, you wrote this book? This is the original manuscript of the still unreleased Volume 12. The author of my favorite novel series is right by my side? And it's my dear teacher. Teacher, by telling me this, are you trying to? If you don't become one of the top 20, I'll make the female main character's junior sister die in the next book. If you don't become one of the top 20, I'll make the female main character's junior sister die in the next book. What, the junior sister is my favorite character. Teacher, how can you decide a character's fate so rashly? Will you be able to face your fans? And make the main character's senior sister marry someone else while I'm at it? Eh? That's my second favorite character. Teacher, you're really cruel. Humph, teacher, aren't you afraid that I'll tell the patriarch about your job as a writer? Then I'll make the main character's childhood sweetheart be killed in front of him. But if you manage to become one of the top 20, not only will I treat your favorite character well, I'll let you read this unpublished first draft, and give you several collector's edition books and illustrations. Fine, it's a deal. Senior Brother Hua? Xiutian, the hall master's looking for you. Haha, when compared to me, you're a little too young. Greetings, hall master. Xiutian, go to the nearby Hidden Mirror Peak, inform your closed-off senior sister Yu Jianxin about the intersect competition. That child seems to have become overly engrossed in her cultivation and forgotten to look at her jade message tablet again. Understood. Hidden Mirror Peak. Senior sister Yu, Chu Tian of the Flowing Clouds Hall wishes to visit. No reply? Senior sister Yu really has closed herself off to focus on cultivation. Humph? Senior sister Yu? What? What is that? Wow, such strong sword intent. You saw that. Senior sister Yu, I didn't see anything. I am Xiutian, an internal disciple from the Flowing Clouds Hall, and came on Hall Master Feng's orders to inform you that the Heavenly Summit is beginning soon, as well as to invite Senior Sister Yu to take part in the intersect competition. So you're one of Senior Brother Hua's junior brothers. You didn't see anything when you were here, right? I didn't see anything at all. Okay, I get it, you can leave now. I was too focused on practicing with the sword, and didn't even notice when someone came in. Senior Brother Hua is awesome. I've felt my understanding of the sword improve over the past few days. I'd be able to slice it into pieces with 3 strikes of my sword. In these few remaining days, I must learn from this sword mark again. Senior brother Hua, just you wait. During the intersect competition, the way you view Jianxin will completely change. Teacher really is too evil, he dared to threaten me. Using the sword makes it too easy to expose my true strength. It's good that the rules this time are flexible. I can rely on tools and magic items to achieve victory. Like this, I'll win, but also not receive too much attention or get promoted. Winning a few rounds will be a piece of cake, these just need a little modification. This is the heaven-passing jade that fell from Patriarch Qingyun's body. Humph? Touch me, and I'll give you everything you've ever wanted. As long as you focus your spiritual energy in my body, I can bestow upon you unimaginable power, and the secrets of creating heaven and earth. I can give you anything you wish for. Come. As long as you provide a bit of spiritual energy, you'll be able to gain unlimited power. Come, touch me, touch. Touch your mom, keep spouting bullshit and I'll find an awl and smash you to pieces. You aren't affected by my bewitchment? I've lived for so long, but there's never been anyone who could do this. You call this bewitchment? I thought it was some kind of pop-up advertisement. What exactly are you? I am the devil himself. The heaven-passing lord. What heaven-passing lord never heard of him? You dare, this lord descended upon this world together with the demon lord, and stayed on when the demon lord returned. In terms of status, all cultivators within the Qingyun realm must address me as a lord. Oh, so you were abandoned. You dare to insult this lord. If you have the skills, then focus your spiritual energy into this heaven-passing jade, and this lord'll teach you a lesson to your face. There's a space to store secret treasure inside this heaven-passing jade? What's the matter, are you too scared to enter, you brat? Oh? What's there to be scared of? The heaven-passing jade void. Ha, foolish human, you really dared enter. I say, you really do look too shabby, do you not even have a body? You dare, I am the heaven-passing demon lord, and a human piece of trash such as yourself would dare talk to someone of my status? How come you've changed your name again? Less talk, a heavenly demon is a race, and a demon lord is a position, the heaven-passing lord is a title. What's the point of it being so complicated? Since your entire body's purple and you're a heavenly demon, then let's just call you Purple Demon. Well, you'd better respect other people's names, call me the heaven-passing lord. Okay, Purple Demon. You little beepstard. You won't be able to have your fun for much longer anyway. This void is under the dominion of this lord. Did you think that you'd be able to leave freely once you'd entered? Oh? So how do I leave then? One way would be for me to grant you permission, but with your attitude, it'd be out of the question for me to let you go. Another way would be to make a deal with me: money, women, status, cultivation level. What do you want? Can you make me live for 100 years, and spend my time slacking? This lord cannot extend lifespans. Humph, useless. Do you have any other wishes? Or make the next few books of my little sister's Cultivation be published and let me read to my heart's content? What's that? It's a very popular novel outside. I'll take the chance to promote it. My teacher's the author of this book. Who would fulfill this kind of wish for you? You're really too useless. You can't even fulfill 2 wishes as simple as these. Since you won't address me as the heaven-passing lord, and won't agree to make a deal with me, then you'll be stuck here forever. You will die of hunger and fear, even if your entire body is shattered, even if your blood flows backwards. Ouch, ouch. You can touch this lord's spiritual body? I can go out once I have your permission, right? You intend to harm this lord? Haha, unless you can master the law of the universe, you won't be able to harm me in the slightest. Is that so? How coincidental, this law of the universe. I just so happen to understand it very slightly. The way of the blade. I didn't think that I'd have unexpected gains from this. Lord Qingyun, are these precious treasures acceptable? Passable. With the several precious treasures the purple demon gave, I'll be able to relax. The intersect competition's beginning in 2 days, I'd better take the chance to have a good rest. What are your chances of winning this intersect competition? With the secret treasures my lord has given me, becoming one of the top 5 should not be a problem. Very good, it is thanks to the intelligence you gathered that I was able to retrieve that blood spirit bead then. If my lord had not come to my aid that year, I would not have lived to today. I would do anything for my lord. Ha, it's good that you have this mindset. Once you obtain the name list for the Heavenly Summit, I will take you away from the Qingyun Sword Sect. Please do not worry, my lord. I will carry out this order, no matter the cost. Good. 2 days later, the main peak of the Qingyun Sword Sect. On this auspicious occasion, gathered before us are all the disciples the Qingyun Sword Sect has recruited in the recent years. This competition is not only a test of your cultivation over the past few years, it also serves to select the most capable disciple in the Qingyun Sword Sect. Unlike previous years, talismans, elixirs, spiritual treasures, formations, and other tools all can be used while fighting. What you will need to do is defeat your opponent, and achieve a higher rank. But no matter what, you cannot harm fellow participants on purpose. I, along with the hall masters from various peaks, and various elders, will be overseeing your fights, to prevent any disciples from being injured. So now, let's have the internal disciples begin competing. The jade tablet in your hand bears your opponent's index number. A01. B36. C47. If the jade tablet in your hand lights up, it's your turn to come into the arena and fight. Round 1. Zhang Ting of the Hidden Mirror Hall vs. Bai Zhan of the Blue Moon Hall. Good luck, good luck. Hall Master Tung, what do you think of this batch of internal disciples? There are 1 or 2 outstanding ones. Given the spiritual energy that internal disciples have, one fight won't last longer than the time it takes to drink a cup of tea. Oh? So what Hall Master Gu means is that the results of this competition will be clear by the end of today. Next we have Yang Tai of the Moon Spirit Hall, and Xingwei Ran of the Wind Spirit Hall. The final fight between internal disciples begins now. Oh? It's almost ending already. Not bad, junior brother Wei Ran really did make it into the finals. This Yang Tai from the Moon Spirit Hall is at the 5th stage of the Spiritual Palace realm. Junior brother Wei Ranson over his head. Although he's fighting someone a whole stage of cultivation above him, junior brother Wei Ran's sword technique is exquisite. It could be compared to that of a true disciple. It's obvious he's already comprehended a wisp of the sword. I merely taught him a few sword techniques, but he was able to internalize everything and improve to where he is today. He's definitely naturally talented. If he does well, it's very likely that he'll be taken on by the Hall Master Feng Tianliang as a true disciple. Junior brother Xing, let us stop feeling each other out and decide on the victor here and now. Agreed, that was my intention. The soul gas burning talisman? It allows you to burn your own spiritual energy and spiritual knowledge for a short while, in order to allow you to express your fullest power. Senior brother Yan was actually willing to use this kind of 4th grade talisman. He's bleeding money. This is an explosive energy pill? Junior brother Xing had something up his sleeve too. Although it's only a 3rd grade pill, in terms of its effects, it's completely equal to the soul gas burning talisman. Be careful, junior brother Xing. Moon Spirit Sword Curved Moon. Wind Spirit Sword Silver Dragon. We have a victor. I have lost. I'm only better in terms of spiritual energy, and even then not by much. Junior brother, if you were at the same stage of cultivation as me, without a doubt, I would have lost. Really? Senior brother Hua, if it hadn't been for your guidance, I'd never have been able to understand the sword to this extent, even if I'd worked for my whole life. The internal disciples competition ends now. The winner is Yang Tai of the Wind Spirit Hall. Congratulations, senior brother Yang. Junior brother Xing did well too. Those two really are outstanding. One has a good foundation, and one has an exceptional amount of talent. Both of them have the ability to become a true disciple. If I may trouble you, immortal Yuexin. This is but my duty. Our wounds healed and our spiritual energy was restored. Yang Tai, you were ranked first amongst the internal disciples. According to the rules, you have priority in selecting the true disciple you wish to challenge. If you can defeat them, you will replace them as a new true disciple. I choose Hua Qingyuan of the Flowing Clouds Hall. Senior brother Hua's a true disciple, but he's the least powerful of all of them. His cultivation's only at the 6th level of the Spiritual Palace realm, so you might as well call him the weakest true disciple in the history of the Qingyun Sword Sect. Senior brother Hua's in danger, the The best of the internal disciples fighting the worst of the true disciples. This'll be interesting to watch. It's my turn already? Please guide me, Senior Brother Hua. Well said, well said. Senior Brother Yang, be careful. Humph? Just what does Junior Brother Xing mean? Why do his words give me a bad feeling? The challenge starts now. Senior Brother Hua, I first heard of you a long time ago. Oh? I'm flattered. To be honest, I'm extremely disappointed in your actions. I, along with the other internal disciples, gave our all to cultivation. In order to become a true disciple, we trained tirelessly every day, and didn't dare to let up even for a moment. I somehow can guess what you're going to say. But you, a true disciple, work on a 9-to-5 schedule, and never take your cultivation seriously. Even outside of training, you waste an immense amount of time slacking off. You understand me so well. Your lazy actions have no place in the Qingyun Sword Sect. I will defeat you and become the new true disciple in your place. Oh? I didn't think that my 9-to-5 schedule would have been the source of such hatred. Focus, Senior Brother Hua. Perfectly fine. What? He's treating this as a joke. The disciples of the Qingyun Sword Sect follow the way of the blade, and never give up. The way of the sword is inevitably a blood-stained one. Look at this Hua Qingyuan, cowering behind a talisman. Is this the behavior of a sword cultivator? He's bringing shame on the Qingyun Sword Sect. So does Hall Master Dong mean that someone from the Qingyun Sword Sect can only walk down the path of slaughter, and cannot have the slightest sense of self-preservation? If everyone were as impulsive as you, the Qingyun Sword Sect would have been long gone by now. Hall Master Gu, what do you mean by this? Enough, this intersect competition was modeled after the upcoming Heavenly Summit, where there are no rules imposed. Qingyun must have his own reasons for choosing to act in this way. As long as he can achieve victory, what's the issue? Senior Brother Hua, you are a true disciple. Yet, when facing me, an internal disciple, all you dare to do is hide in a talisman. How are you any different from a turtle? What? Since you're so eager to face off against me, I'll give you a chance to do so. Oh, they're finally going to start fighting. I was falling asleep. Senior Brother Yang, it was nice knowing you. Senior Brother, you're finally willing to act. My apologies for what I said earlier. I hope that this Senior Brother will not be offended. That's understandable. They were said in the heat of the moment. Of course I wouldn't be offended by such a small thing. Then, please enlighten me, Senior Brother. What talisman is that? How come I've never seen it before? That talisman alone can release so much spiritual energy? There's still over half of it left. How is this possible? Go. I'll give it my all. I told you this would happen, but you just wouldn't listen. I originally wanted to choose Senior Brother Hua as my opponent to challenge to third place amongst the internal disciples. We have a victor, Hua Qingyuan. Did I go a little too far? I hope I haven't given any of you children trauma. Hua Qingyuan is the winner of this match. Next, Xing Wei Ran will select his opponent. Senior Brother Hua, that fight just now was beautiful. Keep up the good work, Junior Brother Wei Ran. Please select your opponent. I wish to challenge Senior Brother Lin. Oh. He's chosen Senior Brother Lin, who's third last amongst all the true disciples. Junior Brother Xing. Senior Brother Lin. Qingyun, come over here for a second. Humph, teacher's calling me? Greetings to the hall masters and elders. Qingyun, where did the talisman you used come from? This disciple had previously obtained an ancestor's heirlooms while in a secret realm, which was how he became aware of this 100 Inferno Dragon talisman. The power that this talisman can release is deeply linked to a disciple's spiritual energy. Actually, I got that talisman by making a deal with that purple demon and giving it a portion of my spiritual energy in return, a few days before. How are these few pieces enough? Hurry up, get more. Once these talismans are released, their power is comparable to an attack from someone at the 4th stage of the Purple Chaos Realm. I just need to use these spiritual talismans during the fight, and I'll be able to win 2 matches without shedding a drop of blood, so I can enter the top 20. Not only will no one in the sect be suspicious of my power, I'll also be able to fulfill the deal I made with teacher. A heirloom from an ancestor? Elder A, no wonder we couldn't tell what effects this talisman would have. Look at the markings on its surface, they look like ancient drawings. Elder B, how intriguing. Hua Qingyuan. Does Hall Master Dong have any wise words? As a disciple of the Qingyun sect, you are well aware of how to use the sword, yet you choose to use talismans. Isn't this basically winning without fighting? How is this winning without fighting? Since this intersect competition doesn't restrict the use of items, what this disciple has done is completely within the rules. Or is Hall Master Dong questioning the rules that the Patriarch has laid down? Humph, I'd like to see just how far you can go with your dishonest ways. That's enough, Hall Master Dong. Qingyun, since you've obtained the talisman yourself from a secret realm, we will not question you further. You may go. Good luck for the following competitions. Thank you, Patriarch. This disciple shall leave then. Patriarchs, you're a good one. Next time, I'll gift you a few bags of tea leaves. The competition is over. Xing Wei Ran has lost. Although junior brother Wei Ran has lost the power he's displayed, it won't be long before he becomes a true disciple. The internal disciples competition has ended. Next, we will move on to the randomly allotted matches between the true disciples, A01 versus B01. I'm B23. Judging by my index number, it still won't be my turn after an hour and a half. Next match. Chu Yuan of the Illusory Moon Hall versus Yu Jianxin of the Hidden Mirror Hall. Oh, it's the big shot disciple. It's finally time for senior sister Yu to shine. Yu Jianxin. Junior sister Yu's really popular. Chu Yuan. There are a lot of people screaming Chu Yuan's name? The rumors say that junior sister Chu Yuan's really pretty, and that quite a few true disciples are pursuing her. Are these male disciples also excited just because they want to watch two girls fighting? I've arrived. It's Chu Yuan. 6th on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard, 4th stage of the Purple Chaos Realm, Illusory Moon Hall, Chu Yuan. Senior sister Yu, the big shot disciples come. 1st on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard, 5th stage of the Purple Chaos Realm, Hidden Mirror Hall, Yu Jianxin. Oh? Junior sister Yu's sword intent is more condensed, and her cultivation has increased. Jianxin's power has increased again. But Chu Yuan's power isn't insignificant either. Her illusory moon sword technique combines magic and sword technique. It's mysterious and formidable. Patriarch, what do you think will be the outcome of this match? Both of them are at the peak of their age group, but Jianxin is now one stage higher than Chu Yuan in terms of cultivation level. I think that the results will be clear in the time half an incense stick takes to burn. The match begins. Junior sister Yu, it's been a year since we last fought. Senior sister Chu, I hope you've been well. Previously, we exchanged 133 blows, and I lost by a single strike. Since then, I've practiced cultivation tirelessly, and my power is no longer what it used to be. I hope that today, you will be able to recognize this junior sister's stronger sword technique. Illusory Swords Technique, Shadow Step. Unsheath. Yu Jianxin, the match isn't over. Where are you going? I admit defeat. I have lost. I only won because you let me. Ah? What's happened? How come junior sister Chu Yuan admitted defeat just like that? Senior brother Zhao, did you see that strike just now? Just one strike immediately shattered every last illusion. Junior sister Yu's level of mastery over the sword has greatly improved again. Besides that, junior sister Yu made contact with junior sister Chu Yuan's sword around 10 times in quick succession, which caused her spiritual power to flow the opposite direction, and her grip to weaken. It was precisely because of that the spiritual sword in junior sister Chu Yuan's hand dropped, and she admitted defeat. President of the Flowing Clouds Hall, disciple Jiang Du, 3rd on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard. To be accurate, she should have made contact around 20 to 30 times in quick succession. I didn't manage to count the exact number. The former top disciple of the Qingyun Sword Sect, Zhao Tianlu, 2nd on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard. Not counting the strike that dispersed those illusions. The 23 continuous strikes following that shattered the spiritual energy gathered in Chu Yuan's sword. It's no wonder that she's the top-ranked true disciple. All I gave her was a set of sword marks, and yet she was able to infer from that the fledgling way of the sword. How extraordinary. Look at the impact she's left on these hall masters and elders. I must have seen it wrongly. That was the fledgling way of the sword. There's no mistake, it definitely is. How young is Jianxin again? I think she's cultivated for less than 20 years. With this kind of talent, she'll be unstoppable in the future. The so-called fledgling way of the sword refers to the way of the sword, one of 3,000 different ways. In the entire world, there are only around 10,000 cultivators at the 9th stage of the Purple Chaos realm, but of them all, those who can understand the way, internalize it, and enter the transcendent realm are few and far between. Countless cultivators have entered off-limits, dangerous areas multiple times, all for the sake of obtaining a shred of understanding of the way. Patriarch, this kind of talent would be hard to find even if you search the entire world. If her talent is properly cultivated, the Qingyun Sword Sect will have a successor, and its future will be bright. Haha, with such a talented disciple, the Qingyun Sword Sect will only become stronger and stronger in the future. As soon as this competition ends, I will find Jianxin myself and ask her how exactly she was training. Can the competition even be finished today? It's almost time for me to get off work. Next, disciple number 23, please come forward. Guan Shanyu of the Flowing Clouds Hall versus Hua Qingyuan of the Flowing Clouds Hall. That man again. Humph. Second disciple of the Flowing Clouds Hall, Guan Shanyu, 13th on the Heavenly Pride Leaderboard, 2nd stage of the Purple Chaos realm. I never would have expected that from my first fight I'd have to face off against a senior brother from my own hall, who's 13th on the Heavenly Pride Leaderboard to boot. The competition begins. Is your talisman repaired now? You could say that. Ever since I joined the Flowing Clouds Hall, I was determined to revitalize it, and make it become the #1 hall in the Qingyun Sword Sect. I had strict expectations of my junior brothers, and only hoped that every single disciple in the Flowing Clouds Hall would work hard in their cultivation and contribute to it. But you are a true disciple of the Flowing Clouds Hall, and not only do you not work hard, your laziness drags the entire Flowing Clouds Hall down. What kind of having high hopes for your children mindset is this? Why does it feel like you're even more dedicated than teacher? Senior Brother Guan, I have great respect for your attitude, but you cannot force your mindset onto me. Working 9 to 5 is what I live by, and it's different from laziness. You must understand that, in life, besides cultivation and work, there are many meaningful things to pursue and experience as well. I have paid a painful price to learn this. I hope that you will understand. Hua Qingyuan, you're still finding excuses even now. You won't even fight with a sword, but choose to pin your hopes on other inferior methods. Today, I will shatter your talisman and force you to understand that the Qingyun Sword Sect lives by the sword, and follows its way. The way of the sword is the final goal of every single disciple, myself included. Such a strong strike. The power of this strike is comparable to something from the 5th stage of the Purple Chaos realm. Looks like this Hua Qingyuan will have to be carried away on a stretcher. He's only of the Spiritual Palace realm. It's sheer luck that he managed to hang on until now. The competition has ended, the winner is. As expected of Senior Brother Guan, the power of that strike exceeded my expectations. This fellow really is stubborn. I put all my power into that one strike, yet it somehow only shattered the talisman, and didn't hurt him in the slightest? Humph, the defensive talisman you used was indeed stronger than what I expected, but it's gone now. Do you want to face me head on, or admit defeat? I do want to admit defeat. But I simply cannot lose this fight, my apologies. Humph, if I can break your talisman once, I can do it again. These talismans aren't easy to make. For your sake, I suggest that you save them. That talisman just now was simply a scaled-down version. This is the complete one. Please, Senior Brother Guan, enlighten me. This. What kind of a joke is this? Where did he get so many talismans from? Is this his kryptonite? Shatter. Guan Shanyu had to exert all of his strength to break that shield made of just 10 talismans just now. Just how strong an attack will be needed to break this shield that's so densely packed with talismans it's like an iron wall? Using so many talismans simultaneously. Can he really maintain it using only his spiritual power, if he's at the Spiritual Palace realm? He probably took some kind of pill or precious item to supplement his spiritual power. Never in my wildest dreams would I have expected that Qingyun would have been able to find this kind of loophole in this modified intersect competition. Using a basic talisman shield to protect himself from the start, and purposely not revealing the entire rune, and thus luring Guan Shanyu into using his full power to attack. Then revealing the complete set of runes once he'd spent a large portion of his spiritual energy, so there'd be no need to worry about the shield being broken by Guan Shanyu again. Could it be that he predicted all this in advance? Qingyun actually fought like this for once, just because of our agreement. As a teacher, I'm comforted. Still, these two are both my disciples, so I don't want to see either of them lose untouched. Even though I used up all my spiritual energy, I was still unable to break that talisman shield. I admit defeat. Hua Qingyuan of the Flowing Clouds Hall wins this match. Senior Brother Guan, I've only won because you let me. Humph. Given the strength of your talisman shield, a cultivator above the third stage of the Purple Chaos realm would only need to focus a little and attack to break it. The same method will not work again against the other disciples. But what do I know? I lost to you. But it'll be hard for you to go far if you rely solely on this talisman shield. I hope you have more tricks up your sleeve, so that the Flowing Clouds Hall can rise further up the rankings. Senior Brother Guan. Thank you for your pointers. Although Senior Brother Guan's words were a bit harsh. He meant well, but the rankings are a hassle to me. What I want in this world is an average life. This win is a little too shameful, isn't it? Exactly, he didn't even take out his sword, I agree completely. Haha, I knew there'd be these kinds of reactions. How did Senior Brother Hua end up using talismans? Junior Sister Yu. Humph? Don't you think that fight just now was a little too shameful? True disciple of the Hidden Mirror Hall, Luo Jin. Shameful? Junior Sister Luo, how could you say such a thing? The Patriarch laid down the rules for this competition long ago. Nothing is restricted. Winning is the only thing that matters. Pray tell, what's shameful about Senior Brother Hua winning by virtue of his talent? I just wanted to find something to talk about. Isn't Junior Sister Yu overreacting? But for a disciple from the Qingyun Sword Sect to not use a single blade technique really is a little too much. Who said that someone from the Qingyun Sword Sect has to follow the way of the sword? According to my knowledge, Second Elder entered the Transcendent Realm with the help of the Way of the Wind. The reason Senior Brother Hua didn't take out his sword is because he didn't need to. What's happened to Junior Sister Yu? As the top disciple of the sect, she's always been hardworking, and wouldn't even spare a glance for any lazy disciples. But once the topic of the laziest disciple in the sect, Hua Qingyuan, comes up, she's defending him instead. There's something off about Junior Sister Yu today. Zhao Rui, how could you be so ruthless? This is true disciple of the Flowing Clouds Hall, Zhao Rui, 33rd on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard. Although the intersect competition doesn't have any restrictions this time, it does have some extremely strict rules, no purposeful injuring of others. Zhao Rui, what have you done? I asked that the elder in charge of the rules note that my sword technique cannot be reversed once it's released, which is what caused me to lose control and kill this disciple. That one strike from this disciple was able to instantaneously send out power at the 5th stage of the Purple Cave's realm? Hall Master Gu, why have I never heard that such a disciple exists in the Flowing Clouds Hall? This child, Zhao Rui, left a year ago to search for secret realms. It was only a fortnight ago that he managed to break through the secret realm and return to the sect. I didn't expect that his cultivation level would have risen from the 2nd stage of the Purple Chaos realm to the 5th. Could it be that he'd received some kind of powerful heirloom in the secret realm? Just now, that was a secret technique called Mastery of Explosive Spirituality from ancient times. It involves compressing all the spiritual energy in one's body into a single point, then releasing it. This technique is extremely powerful, but its flaw is that it's very difficult to control its power using one's body alone. Elder Zhao, this disciple likely did not do this deliberately. Let us make the necessary arrangements regarding Du Ju's body first. Yes, Patriarch. Du Ju wasn't powerful enough, forced himself into this fight, and ended up being mercilessly killed by Zhao Rui. The way of the sword is inextricably linked with death. I ask that all disciples act carefully. If your power is insufficient, it would be better to admit defeat. In the previous intersect competition, there was also someone who forced himself into the competition despite their spiritual energy being drained, or fighting to the death without regard for their own life. That's right, but most of the time, The patriarch and elder in charge of the rules who were overseeing things were able to act in time to save them. I didn't think that an accident would really have happened today. Was I mistaken? Just now, it was like I sensed a trace of monster energy from him. The accident placed enormous pressure on the remaining true disciples. In the following fights, although everyone used their best moves, they restrained themselves. Half of the 55 true disciples were quickly weeded out. 28 people in total have progressed to the second round of the competition. Congratulations to the ordinary disciples. Next, we shall draw the lots for the second round of the competition. As long as I win this fight, I'll have entered the top 20. Once that happens, my agreement with teacher will be fulfilled. I just need to naturally lose in the third round of the competition, and then leave. The second round of the competition begins. Zhao Rui from the Flowing Clouds Hall versus Yun Xiuqing of the Nebula Hall. Or what do you think the outcome of this fight will be? I think senior brother Yun will win. After all, he's the top one in the Nebula Hall, and is extremely well versed in the way of the sword. I think it's undecided. I've heard that senior brother Zhao Rui is now at the 5th stage of the Purple Chaos Realm, and on top of that, he received an ancient heirloom, so he's only gotten stronger, not weaker. 5th on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard, 4th stage of the Purple Chaos Realm, top disciple in the Nebula Hall, Yun Xiuqing. Zhao Rui, I wasn't acquainted with you before today. To be more accurate, I didn't take anyone seriously besides the top 10 on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard. Come then, since you're new, I'll allow you to make the first move. Senior brother Yun. Good luck, senior brother Yun. Senior brother Yun, you show him. This fellow hasn't repeated a single pose since he came onto the scene. Self-confidence is a good thing, but if you can't pull it off, you'll just get hit in the face. Haha, please be careful, senior brother. So fast. What? Senior brother Yun's injured? Impossible. How could that attack have had so much power? I've underestimated you. He's still standing? This Yun Xiuqing's smarter than I gave him credit for, using brashness and overconfidence as protection, when in reality he was teasing Zhao Rui and provoking him to act first, since he never said he wasn't allowed to block his attacks. He had everything prepared, and used the sword technique of the Nebula Hall to release his spiritual energy into the sky and ignite it in the air, which allowed him to block a large part of that strike's power just now. Not a bad strike, but I've figured out your tricks. Sword technique of the Nebula Hall. A sea of stars. Is it over? The victor has been decided. Look, what's that? Such terrifying spiritual pressure. He was somehow able to retaliate even after my signature move? It's useless anyway. What? This fellow hid his true power, oh no. I admit defeat. Thank you for letting me win, senior brother. How could Zhao Rui be that powerful? That strike just now was basically already on the level of someone at the 6th stage of the Purple Chaos Realm. But this disciple may be too murderous. That strike was exceedingly fast, and I fear even I wouldn't have been able to block it in time. Had it been any stronger, the entire Yunxiu city would have been reduced to dust. But since he was willing to restrain himself, it means he didn't have the intent to harm. What happened before might really have just been a misunderstanding. That strike just now. He'd really intended to take Yunxiu city's life. But in the end, he withdrew his intent to kill and stopped his spiritual blade. It's very obvious that he didn't act rashly, but seemed to have another purpose. Could it be related to the demon aura surrounding him? Is he collaborating with the demon sect? But he's just a cultivator at the 5th stage of the Purple Chaos Realm. To the Hall Master and the elders who are at the Transcendent Realm, he's nothing more than an ant. Even if the sky were to fall, I wouldn't need to be the one worrying about him. Next, Tong Zhan of the Lanxin Hall versus Hua Qingyuan of the Flowing Clouds Hall. Oh, it's my turn. Apologies, Hall Master Gu, looks like this is as far as this disciple of yours can go. He's not wrong, Qingyun's at the 8th stage of the Spiritual Palace Realm. There's no way he can win against Tong Zhan. Please advise me, senior brother Tong Zhan. 4th on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard, 5th stage of the Purple Chaos Realm, top-ranked disciple in the Lanxin Hall, Tong Zhan. Someone like you, who managed to hang on until now because of a few old talismans, deserves to be given advice by me? This Tong Zhan managed to move unsurpassed through the previous Heavenly Pride Summit, but unfortunately lost to Yu Jianxin, many disciples think that Tong Zhan's no less powerful than Zhao Tianlu and Jiang Du. First on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard, Yu Jianqin. Second on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard, Zhao Tianlu. Third on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard, Jiang Du. Fourth on the Heavenly Pride leaderboard, Tong Zhan. The competition starts now. Humph, just looking at you, you aren't fit to exchange blows with me. If you don't want to get injured, I'd suggest you admit defeat as soon as possible. If I don't try, how'll I ever know? I can break this immobile tortoise shell with one strike. The victor has been decided. What? How did he do that? Talisman arrays have to stay in place to remain solid, because they need to connect to the power of heaven and earth. But senior brother Hua's talisman ball can move about so quickly and nimbly. Just where did he get that talisman from? I've never even heard of it before. I didn't think that senior brother Hua would have had so many hidden secrets. Besides the way of the sword, he's also this well versed in talisman arrays. I'll really never be able to catch up to him. Humph, where can you run to? Launching sword technique, ivory tooth. What happened? How come nothing can be seen now? Quick, open your mind. Despicable scum. You dare use a concealed weapon to harm me. What did you say? This is Heavenly Women scattering flowers from the list of Flowing Clouds' sword techniques. It's an authentic sword technique, and there's nothing shady about it at all. Brat, since when was there this kind of sword technique in that list? You, on the other hand, took advantage of the smoke to throw out so many of these green-colored concealed weapons. This kind of sneak attack is a little too much, don't you think? Didn't you say you were going to deal with me in one strike? Who knew you wouldn't even use a sword technique? You were obviously the one who threw it first. Senior brother Hua knows how to use concealed weapons too. Junior sister Yu. Didn't Hall Master Dong say before that disciples of the Qingyun Sword Sect should live by the blade, and follow the way of the blade? How did even Tong Zhan end up using this kind of weapon? This child Tong Zhan only thinks of victory. These extraneous items provide but a little aid. Ultimately, it is still one's sword technique that separates winner from loser. Double standards. This joker keeps yelling at me from afar. He's trying to use my voice to pinpoint my location. But don't you forget, you'll expose your location too, idiot. It's over. That's... You expected this? What's happened? Useless. This formation, even if faced with a cultivator of the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm, can trap him for 30 breaths of time. Now there are only 10 breaths left, if you are not willing to surrender. I can only make you suffer a bit. I admit defeat. This match, the winner is Hua Qingyuan from Luyun Hall. Tong Zhan, he actually lost? Why did Hua Qingyuan appear there? How did this formation come out? Although there was some luck involved, but with the 8th level of the Spirit Palace realm, defeating the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. This achievement is enough to be proud of in the sect. Luck? I don't think so. From the beginning of the fight, Tong Zhan was tricked. Oh? Please tell me more. At the start of the fight, junior brother Qingyun began to set up his trap and let Tong Zhan fall into a contemptuous mindset. Then he hid his formation in the dark weapon and threw it at Tong Zhan, while they were exchanging hidden weapons in the spirit curtain that covered the entire arena. First, he used words to provoke and stimulate his opponent, making him unaware that he hid his formation in the dark weapon. When he and Tong Zhan were throwing hidden weapons at each other, he secretly arranged the restraint formation next to him. Second, he used his divine power to speak from within the formation, deliberately exposing his position. He made Tong Zhan think that he was still in the formation, and lured him to launch another ineffective attack, and he himself took advantage of the smoke screen and followed the sound to Tong Zhan's position. Such a strategy is not something ordinary people have. If junior brother Hua's cultivation level was a little stronger, he would be a great threat to you and me. His cultivation level. I'm afraid it's not as simple as it seems on the surface. With weak strength defeating strong strength, integrating formation and talisman arts, and planning ahead for every move, he calculated the whole match. Brilliant. Humph, he just played some clever tricks. If it wasn't for Tong Zhan's carelessness, how could he lose? Elder Gu, your Luyun Hall really has hidden dragons and crouching tigers. First Zhao Rui, then this Hua Qingyuan. Ha, just normal performance. The next match by Jingyin Hall, Yu Jianqin versus Lan Yutang, Lan Xianyu. Oh, Sister Yu. Sister Yu, in terms of strength, I am inferior to you. But as a sword cultivator, I have a heart that constantly strives upward. The 8th on the Heavenly Genius list, 4th level of the Purple Palace realm, the chief disciple of Lan Yutang, Lan Qingyuan. Just use your full strength and fight until the end. No, what I mean is, I will use any means to win the fight and defeat you, Sister Yu. What? That kid actually swallowed a god-breaking, void-crushing pill beforehand? This pill can increase a cultivator's spiritual power by nearly 50%, but even if he wins, what's the point? His foundation will be damaged by this. Could it be that Qingyuan wants to? He wants to enter the Tao with his sword and step into the 5th level of the Purple Palace realm. To step into the 5th level of the Purple Palace realm, there is a prerequisite, that is to have an outline and concept of the Tao that one cultivates. For example, for sword cultivators, they must comprehend sword intent and on this basis touch the embryonic form of the sword Tao. Countless cultivators are stuck at the 4th level of the Purple Palace realm for their entire lives and cannot advance. Their number is even greater than those who go from the 9th level of the Purple Palace realm to the 1st level of the Ascension realm. To enter the Tao, he actually went so far as to burn his bridges. Facing this situation, what will Sister Yu choose to do? Blue Spirit Sword Art. Spirit Platform. What is this power? My full strength attack after taking the pill was actually broken so easily? Approaching. Humph? This is pointing out Lan Qinyu's sword Tao. To be able to do this, Jianxin's comprehension of sword Tao is only a step away from ours. Lan Qinyu actually broke through in the middle of the fight? 5th level of the Purple Palace realm. It's over.